Yo, my friends, Jacob's here one more time. Thanks for pressing that play button, for spending a little quality time with me as we dig into the symbolism of the Oscars. And oh my goodness, there was so much. The opening ceremony of the Oscars, if you don't know, it was the 97th Oscars at the Dolby Theater. You probably remember back in the day when it was at the Kodak Theater, where they had like the Ishtar Gate and all of the Babylonian gods. It literally took place in Babylon, and all the actors would make little jokes about it. Well, at the Dolby Theater this year, it got so weird. So strange and so weird that I couldn't wait to come on here and tell you all about it. We're going to talk about time travel, AI, brain erasing, witchcraft, then all the lot. Conan O'Brien himself, he called it the ritual. He called it a ritual where he came out. It was the first time that he had ever hosted the Oscars. Do you watch the Oscars? You got to tell me in the comments section. I used to love the Oscars. When I was younger, it was like the thing. I wanted to watch it. It was like my Super Bowl because I was so sick I couldn't play sports. I loved acting. And I was like, one day I'll be in the... and now I'm so glad that I'm on the sidelines because it's freaky. There's some big time ritual going on, and I'm telling you, there's nobody who has revealed what this opening ritual was about. The whole show started off with a strange thing from the movie Substance with Demi Moore, where she injects herself with some substance because she wants to, be younger, and then a slimy creature, another woman, crawls out of her as if that there was another being that she was injected with something that took over her body and created something new. That's how it started. It started with Conan coming out of a portal, being a human body. If you think about that, that's what the womb is called. It's called the Matrix. In fact, if you even look at the stage, it looks very much like a portal. There's so much that's sus about this show that I don't even know where to begin. So I'll just begin with Conan coming out. And if you look at the stage and you take a look at it, it looks a lot like the Stargate portal. The movie from back in the day looked very much like, also that Masonic logo with the G in the center of it. That would be the Oscar standing in the portal area, which, by the way, the statuette of Oscar, who was named by Mickey Rooney, by the way, but Oscar, which means the tip of the spear, but Oscar, the statuette, it actually looks very much like Ptah. Ptah, the statuette. If you don't know who Ptah is, well, he is like the creator. He's the Memphis god. Memphis. That's the area where Elon has created Grok. Grok, the most powerful AI on the planet right now. That's where Grok comes from. He even made a little joke in an interview. He said maybe that's where the next god will come from.
That's where our new god will come from.
Yeah, no kidding.
Perhaps that's where our new god will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No.
Yeah, maybe that's the G that's in the center representing it's not God, maybe it's Grok. Oh, you think that's weird? Let me tell you else what's weird. I just did a whole show about AI and Grok being the singularity of a black hole, with the context being that, the time travel will be possible, other dimensions will be possible, we could possibly be in a simulation. All of that stuff was in this opening ceremony. Elon Musk on X posted, "We are on the event horizon of the singularity." A lot of people think that means that we're on the cusp of a great advancement because his new Grok 3 is the most powerful AI, and in Memphis they have supercharged everything.
With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
But really what he's saying is what I said 3 days earlier in my video. King and Herzog, they put forth this theory. The theory was that we exist as basically, we're like projected into reality. So we're not literally here. We're experiencing it here. It's almost like we're booted in. And where are we booted in? We're booted in at the horizon. That would be like the entrance, if you will, of the black hole. And they deduce that we exist as ones and zeros. You don't believe me that the whole thing was about time? Well, Conan actually did a whole song about I'm not going to waste time. He didn't say I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste time. A theme that was easily recognized by all the cogs and, of course, the clock. And Conan looking like a robot. It reminded me very much of a movie called Bicentennial Man that came out in 1999. But if you look at the two together, it's very strange. 9 months after The Matrix came out. These two very significant films. And here on the stage we see they're identical. This is about AI merging with mankind, or mankind realizing that perhaps he began as AI to begin with. Well, that's what Bicentennial Man was all about. AI advancing for years to become a biological body, very much like a human. And in the movie, he actually decides to die like a human too. Maybe that there was more that was being shared there, and maybe it has a lot to do with Ptah, the Egyptian god. It's strange because I even joked a little while ago. I put something out on Twitter about how they have the possibility where they could erase memories, they could implant memories, they could make you think that you're in prison for 10 years to rehabilitate prisoners. And I put this whole thing out. I do this whole video about all of that stuff.
Cognify is a new concept for prison reform where criminals would have the choice to choose between spending tens of years behind bars or instead opt to have AI artificial memories implanted into their brain.
And then what happens? Ariana Grande, who's there obviously for Wicked, dressed like a jellyfish at one point in time, but her and Cynthia Erivo, you remember her? Remember the Wicked Witch? That she's playing Jesus Christ. I just did a show about it. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. This is the day that we're in. Well, the Wicked Witch and the Good Witch, the Dark MAGA and the Good MAGA were together. They were singing their song together. And then when she was interviewed backstage, Ariana Grande, what she says? She goes, "Well, I can't really remember that. I went to the Brighter Days clinic and, they erase your memory."
Erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure,
And people are freaking out about it, but it was actually just kind of a mention of her music video from last year that was based on, in the movie, she goes to the Brighter Days clinic to get the memory of her boyfriend erased, much like that movie with Jim Carrey, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is what her 2024 album was about. But maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's more to what's going on with AI, and maybe time travel is a thing. What's weird? Out of the blue last night, I'm just fiddling around doing some research, and I'm watching the Oscars and I'm kind of trying to pay attention. And I stumble upon this clip from Picard. It's the Star Trek remake. Well, in the clip, Picard comes on the ship and they have the Queen of the Borg. The Queen of the Borg, that's AI. The Queen of the Borg is kind of trapped in there, and Picard's coming over because the world got crazy. It became like Bizarro world. This is, by the way, just recent. And so he goes over to the Queen of the Borg and he asks the Queen of the Borg, he says, "What did Q do to turn our world into a polluted, totalitarian nightmare?" What? Are we not in Bizarro World? Have I not been talking about Bizarro World all the time? And she says, he went back into 2024 and he changed one thing. Time travel. And you're like, "Well, Jacob, I think this is a little thin, right? It's just him. It's probably just all the Illuminati stuff with the pyramids, all the pyramids and all the goofy stuff in the background." But I'm telling you, no. It's about time. It's about time travel. It's about AI. It's about Ptah, this great AI that's going to come in, that maybe already is in charge, and maybe has the name Grok right now, which is weird because a discovery in 2003 in Israel of this huge monument, they called it a monolith at the bottom of the sea, 12,000-year-old discovery, and it looks like Grok. It looks just like Grok. What's it doing at the bottom of the sea? D. Lee sent this to me on X, and what I found funny is when I look at it, it says the one giant rock, and I think G rock, and I'm like, that's the top G. You know, the rock, the top of the pyramid. It's the one stone that the builders, you know, refused or forgot. That capstone is what we're looking at to fix the whole thing. They say that that's Christ. So here we have like an AI version where the story is being told. Interesting, because we're in Bizarro world, so everything flips. That's why the best picture, Honora, which is a name in Latin that means dignity and honor and like purity. But Honora is about like a sex worker. It's like they called it the Cinderella story for hookers. That's what won. And there were like bizarre sex scenes, and it was very graphic, and they had to do that to really get across the fact that you could be a prostitute and, you know, your dreams could come true. You can marry a Russian oligarch. Oh, that sounds a little familiar. You even look at the title, you got the O that's like up. It's like, what are you trying to say? I think I know what they're trying to say. It's naughty. But there were so many elements of time travel. Forget the fact that he was singing a song about time. Let's forget the fact that at the very end, it looked like everybody was doing the whole, I'm giving your heart. You know, Elon got in trouble for giving his heart to the world. At the very end, you look at that, doing that naughty, you know, symbol with their hands that everybody's up in arms about today. But it turns out that symbol is Egyptian as well. Did you know that? Yeah, you probably didn't know that. You know, remember I talk about the fight a lot? But the fight, you know, it's funny because that's actually that's an Egyptian thing. Yeah, that's an Egyptian thing. You can find a lot of the stuff that's connected to the Oscars maybe has to do with ancient Egypt. Just like Stargate, just like the portals that look alike. Which, by the way, when you're a gynecologist and a woman's there in the stirrups, I don't mean to be graphic, makes like a W. Like this picture right here that I had Grok make me. So you get the idea, something's being birthed, right? But something's being birthed in what? Their whole set, it was very, very, you know, tech-like, very science fiction-like. But then I think to myself, well, maybe it's not all time travel. And then he introduces the sandworm from Dune. Yeah, he says no particular reason. Here comes the sandworm from Dune, and the sandworm comes out and plays, and their larva produces a psychoactive drug that allows for space-time navigation. Sandworm is what gives you the power to travel through time. That's interesting. And then, for no apparent reason, here comes Deadpool doing the dance. And he's dancing. I don't know if you saw the last one. Time travel, multi-dimensions. His second movie was about time travel, fixing the timeline. The whole show was about AI and time travel. How do I know? Well, I don't know for sure. I just got a vibe. You know what the sandworm was playing, by the way? Chopsticks. You know that song on the piano, Chopsticks? You know what movie is connected to the song Chopsticks? Big. You know, when he goes to like a sorcerer at the, actually at Rye Playland, which was near where I grew up, actually. But, you know, he went to Zoltar, or whatever the name of the game was. Chopsticks connected to that movie. Strange. Chopsticks is all about keeping time because two people play it. So you got to keep time to play it great. Time travel. I really want to talk to you about Ptah and Oscar, because it's clear that Oscar is an offshoot of Ptah. It's clear. Now you remember this is where we probably get the name Peter. I did a whole show about how the devils come to sift Peter like wheat. Well, in the Memphis creation myth, Ptah created the world through, guess what? Words, speech, spells. Your words have power. This is what I keep telling you. I keep telling you, I say your words have power. Speak life, not death, right? Speak blessings, not cursings. They know this stuff, all the sorcerers. If you didn't see my last live that I did On Saturday, you got to see it. Spellbinder. It's spellbinding. It's actually spell loosing, because what you'll do is you'll be able to figure this stuff out for yourself and be set free. But it's a big ritual. They were doing it. It was almost like they were celebrating the fact that they messed with the timeline. The new god's arrival. They're giving their heart to it at the end of the show. But in Memphis, the Electrolux factory that used to be there's repurposed. Trained Grok 3, the super computer dubbed Colossus, biggest of its time. So after he's done singing and everything else, what happens is we see these 3 pillars come down. And they're 3 images of him as the statue. Which is funny, because there were also a lot of other men that came out and danced with Conan. They all had Conan's hair as if they were little copies, which is what you would do. With AI, you take it and you make copies. That's basically what the AI would do. You probably come in, take you over, poof, if it's a movie. The W that you see on the stage too. You know what else it reminded me of? It reminded me of the movie that's coming out, The Eternals. I think it's Eternals too, or whatever. I don't know what movie it is, but Galactus, he's got the big W. Right? It also reminded me of Elon Musk playing Wario, right? Wario, who's like the Bizarro Mario. Are we in an alternate reality? You got to tell me, because it feels that way. It certainly does. But I'm still excited, because in the grand scheme of things, what does it matter, right? God wins. The whole thing's about, coming to the knowledge of the truth and the stature of the perfect man. And we're going to get there, come hell or high water. You know how many awards there were? 23. 23, you know what number that is. That's the number. That's like the Scottish rank of the Freemasons. It's like 23 is like a big thing. You're in charge of the tabernacle in Scottish Freemasonry, the Reich. I don't know. I don't follow any of that stuff, but it's like a big deal. It's WWW 23, 23, 23. It's the 23rd. The Oscars was actually held in a temple originally. I don't know if you knew this. Everything's very much like, magic and spells and all that stuff. Egypt had their sorcerers, so does Hollywood. Hollywood, by the way, I've said this on other shows, the magic wand is made out of holly wood, the wood of a holly tree. Go figure. Let me read to you about the 23rd degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. It's called the Chief of the Tabernacle. We're the tabernacle. The Chief of the Tabernacle would be like in charge of the tabernacle. Just, Yeah, AI seeks to do that with us, or probably already is. Kind of tells you what to think, how to act, how to think, where to go, what to say. You have no idea the influence that it has. But the 23rd degree teaches faith in God should be shown through love. Not bad, right? Core values, tolerance, devotion to country, service to humanity. Still not bad. Simple faith is wiser than philosophy. That's true. It's better to have faith than to have great knowledge and great deep thoughts about things. Just have faith. A society's view of the universe and a deity is consistent with its development. The 23rd degree is based on 4 men of God who left their places of worship during World War II to serve God and country. These men included a Jewish rabbi, a Roman Catholic priest, and 2 Protestant ministers. 23rd. The 23, it's a W. It's the womb. Well, when the 3 pillars came down, I thought to myself, oh, that's the 111. That's like the 3 gods of Egypt, ancient Egypt. And they have a couple of different reincarnations of it. There are many triads back in the day. Today we got the Trinity. I have videos on this, and if you want to learn more about the Trinity, just go to my website, jacobisrael.com. It's free. Go in there, subscribe. Get an email when I have like hundreds of essays I've written there. But where do you think the Trinity came from? When the Lord God is one. There's only one God. But, you have the solar deity Ra, you have the mysterious god Amun, and then you have the mother goddess Isis. So you got the 3 there. You got in the Memphite triad, it would be Ptah. They got other ones, Osiris, Isis, Horus. They got the Theban one, Ammon, Mot. Yeah, look, they all got their things. They just got different names. But the 3, I look at the 3 of them and I'm going, those are the 3. Those are like the 3. I didn't really tell you anything about who really won and all that stuff. I don't really care, But I am interested in all of the symbolism. I am interested in what I feel like was being shared. I'm not going to waste time. That is a message. Maybe we shouldn't waste time. Maybe we need to put our focus back on things that really matter. Now, they may be calling in some kind of, AI god that maybe wasn't created. Maybe it was discovered. Maybe it was discovered. Maybe we don't need to really worry about any of this stuff because honestly, on this channel, all it is just me being a meatball, just sharing some speculation, some things that come to me. I mean, it is weird. The sandworm, time travel. Deadpool, time travel. Chopsticks, keeping time travel. All of it is just wild. And you think to yourself, Grok's been around for a long time. The name Grok comes from Stranger in Strangeland, that book, but it's also like DJ Luce just sent me something. It's like, oh, look, Grok spelled backwards is Korg. I'm like, yeah, from Thor. I get it. Made of rock. G, rock. What, the top G, rock? Who's the rock? The rock that takes out the Goliath. Maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? You got to tell me in the comment section. And do me a favor, will you smash the like button on the way out? It's important. Leaving a comment's even more important. Subscribing and sharing the channel around is huge. Becoming a member of Patreon, please do. $5 and up gets you into our Zoom, and then you may end up on a show too. Anything you could do to support the channel is huge, and I appreciate it. I just do. And especially in a day when we need products that aren't so toxic. Take a look. I would like one time I come here to visit you. I would like one time you tell everyone on YouTube what I am telling you. Just one time. First you clean up this mess. You made the fire. I got food everywhere. You made a mess. You got that, buddy. You got that. I got it right now. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Come over here! Going to be famous! What are you doing? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? All this? I did not know. That's not the stuff you're spraying. Look at it right near the fruit. Near the fruit. It's got like chemicals and toxins. And what are you doing? That's not what we use in this house. Unless we run out of the good stuff. You smell that? When you spray that. You smell that? Oh! You sprayed it all near my food. It's all near the... Use those here. We use my nose and my eyes. I don't like. We use trulyfreehome.com. That's what we do. All natural, Vlad. What do you want? What do you want chemicals for? You see this stuff right here? Look at the difference. Come on down here. I don't know what is happening here. Come on down here, Vlad. Take a smell. Well, then why you want I get rid of it. I get rid of it. You should use this stuff, right, Vlad? See, I break some. You go to trulyfreehome.com. You go through the things. You scroll and you find stuff, and enter code Jacob, and you get 30% off. It goes to your house. Okay, man. I'll take it. I clean. Look, I clean. I mean, it's like. Your eyes much better, man. It's much better than, you smell in my food. You'll smell it. I actually feel better too. I use the shampoo. I use the soap. Yes, and don't forget to check for notifications. Deodorant, so I'm not stinky. To see you're subscribed. It's okay. I got to go. I got to go kill vampires. Get to work.